King Kong in the trunk.
I'm back. Rhodes Rants on Star Wars. Okay, guys, I know there's been a lot of reactions lately, but there hadn't been a ton of Star Wars content, okay, or Star Wars news, anything. However, today I have further concept art from Colin Trevorrow's Episode 9, Duel of the Fates script. So let's take a look at it right now. Okay. Here we have, this is, I guess, on a disguised BB-8 right here is infiltrating the First Order shipyard on Kuat, the Kuat moon. First Order troopers walking through there. That looks pretty cool. This looks very cool. That's that orbital ring we had read about. It delivers ore to the Kuwait shipyard. Lord Callus did say that the Kuwait moon is in some of the I know some of the books he's been into. So that was pretty cool. Stormtroopers walk among the migrant worker village of the on Kuat. TIE fighters in the background. There's some really cool concept art from Trevorrow's ideas. Rey and Finn and Poe fight their way to the Eclipse Star Destroyer. And it looks like they are wearing Stormtrooper outfits, a la Han and Luke in A New Hope. I got to tell you, I really like Rey's outfit in all this concept art we've seen. I mean, she's got a holster for her gun. The outfit is sort of reminiscent of Luke's in Empire Strikes Back. The blue double-bladed lightsaber, I think, is a cool change. Oh, this is the Eclipse Star Destroyer. Man, that thing is crazy looking. I like it. One of the issues with Episode 9 was there was nothing sort of new about it. They brought back Palpatine and then the Rey Skywalker thing. The movie's got a ton of problems. The crew detonates the orbital ring and steal the Eclipse Star Destroyer from the docking bay. Okay, so there is the Star Destroyer that we read about that they steal and run off in. That thing is very cool. Second draft. On Morban Wommels, we got some new creatures. Treat a near-death Kylo. Because we had heard about Kylo getting his ass kicked. That's really cool. Leia at the Resistance base. Really, really nice imagery there. I know there's an issue involving... I had read where one of the issues that Colin had with the script was when Carrie Fisher died. I don't think he knew how to proceed with the story because she was so involved. Here is Kylo Ren getting a new mask. That made all the sense in the world for him to just don a new mask, a new designed mask, not the old one put back together. That was so clunky. But a new actual mask, something that might be more intimidating because his old mask had lost a lot of that intimidation factor, right? Second draft. With the Knights of Ren hot on their tail, Poe pushes the Falcon into light speed and crashes into an ice planet of Wavit. Okay, so I guess the Falcon is somewhere on this planet. Another ice planet, but the imagery here really looks cool. I will say that. I don't know what that means for the Falcon, though. Second draft. The crew stranded on Wavit sit around a campfire. A la everybody sitting around in indoor around the fire. Docking array on Bonadan. And there's some landing platforms and some different platforms, somewhat reminiscent of Kashyyyk. A more modernized take on that, obviously. Man, this thing had some beautiful imagery in it. Razor sails docked on Bonadan. Chewie holding a Knight of Ren by his throat. Chewie grabs the Knight of Ren, throws him into the air, and shoots him out of the sky like a clay pigeon. Now that's some badass Chewbacca stuff. Okay. That would be cool to see Chewie dominate a Knight of Ren like that. And end him. Would be awesome. Seems a little hardcore for Disney, maybe. Which is a problem. A problem for us. I don't know what their problem is. Kylo approaches the Sith temple on Rimnikor. Boy, there is some really sinister, dark imagery in this thing. I love it. I do. Kylo and his droid navigate Rimnikor. Planet looks dead. That's where in the leaks they were talking about a lot of like skulls from various dead animals and fighters and warriors. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Kylo sucks the life force from a tree. That was one of the things that Tor Valum had taught him, was how to pull the life force out of living things. Wow. A really cool new original ship. New resistance ship. Somewhat reminiscent of some of the stuff from the prequels. I like it a lot. Okay, there's the cockpit up front. The turret on top. The engines there on the back. Boy, they may have made a huge mistake not making this movie. Finn is captured and imprisoned in a work camp on Coruscant. Early draft. Look at the imagery out of this. One of the few things that Solo got right was some of the imagery they had on that mud planet where Han and Chewie met. The meeting aside, the planet itself was very cool. What we got to see of it, we didn't get to see enough of it, and we should have. That was one of the strengths of that movie. TIE fighters chased the Falcon through Coruscant. How cool would that have been? TIE fighters chasing the Falcon and X-Wings through Coruscant. It was a big miss not having Coruscant in this movie. Massive, massive mess up. Been a great prequel callback. BB-8 flees from oncoming fire. In the background, we see that image of 3PO and R2, and that may have been part of the where R2 gets blasted. Stormtroopers in a firefight with Coruscant citizens. God, again, the imagery is just crazy on this concept art. Kylo inside a cave on Rimnikor, as Tor Valum describes it, a vergence in the Force. This is the scene where he ultimately has the confrontation with Darth Vader, a la Luke and Vader in Empire in the cave on Dagobah. So it would have been a great little callback. Something that would have made felt like a moment for Kylo to have. Kylo started out with so much potential in this trilogy, and they just squandered it. And again, I love the idea of Tor Valum. Rey gazes at the temple of Mortis. And of course, Mortis is in the Clone Wars. Some of the best episodes, by the way. Look at that. We could have seen that on the big screen. Mortis. Thanks, Lucasfilm. Thanks for a bunch of nothing. 3 movies worth of nothing. Rey and Kylo face off at the peak of the Temple of Mortis. Kylo wearing his new mask. Very cool. Yoda. Rey lays on a stone slab, still injured. Light fills up the space around her, particles of energy floating up. She rises with the energy. The light engulfs the frame until we reach a place beyond what we know. The astral plane. Yoda, Luke, and Obi-Wan. Yoda, Luke, and Obi-Wan appear before Rey. Rey says, "Is this death?" Obi-Wan says, "In this place there is no such thing as death." Yoda reveals Rey succeeded where they failed. Luke, you choose to embrace the dark side and the light to find the balance within. They offer Rey a choice to stay in the comfort of the astral plane or return to the living, where she will experience both love and loss. The spirits fade. Obi-Wan says, "You are a Jedi, Rey Solona." That's her last name. "But you will not be the last." Obi-Wan says that. Obi-Wan in Episode 9. Obi-Wan. Finn reads a story to young kids. They ask if they really think Rey is gone. Finn believes she's still alive because of the Force. Poe and Chewie are flying, and they find a beacon on a planet. Rey is alive on the Wavit planet, pulling the Falcon out of the icy water. So she's lifting the Falcon now. I don't love that. On Modesta, BB-8 sees a familiar face. It's a reflection of Rey. And I guess this is the final shot of the movie. On a different place besides Tatooine, Rey arrives to train a new generation of Jedi. Final shot of the movie. Look, I don't love that, but I have to acknowledge it's a lot better than the ending we got, where a Palpatine adopts the Skywalker name. Come on. I can't imagine that they got this script in front of them, read it, and thought, yeah, let's do this other thing instead. That's the problem and the fear I've got with Kathleen Kennedy and the Obi-Wan thing, is she's not a strong judge of creative visions, right? So if she chose what we got over this, now I heard that a lot of the Mortis stuff was in JJ's version before KK ripped it from him, but we don't know that. They should have just greenlit this script. Again, I heard that a lot of that had to do with the fact that Carrie Fisher died. But look, you could have kept a great deal of this movie. Don't bring Palpatine back. Have Kylo trained by Tor Valum. And then you got a different significant threat now that Snoke is gone. I mean, really? You tell me what you think, Rhodes Squadron, about the newest concept art from Trevorrow's script. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
King Kong in the trunk.